Candace Owens is being sued by the president of France for spreading a conspiracy that the first lady is really a man. What's more disturbing to me is the fact that Candace Owens has a long history of attacking Black people, trans community, and anyone that does not fit her agenda. Candace Owens' comments about Ahmaud Arbery, about Breonna Taylor, and specifically about George Floyd are just pure disgusting. I will never believe that when Candace Owens gets her Black ass up in the morning and looks in that mirror that she likes what she sees. Let's talk about it.
It is time for you to wake up. So we will start from the top here with a photo of Brigitte Macron. Real name, Jean-Michel Trogneux. That person that you are looking at on the right is not a woman. If you need any more evidence that Brigitte Macron is definitely a man, it is just what is happening right now. The idea that you would file this lawsuit is all of the proof that you need.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? Yeah.
That's why you're here. That's why you're here.
Let's talk about this. The nice thing I can say about Candace Owens, she looks very beautiful here. I love her makeup. Okay. I love her outfit, her shirts, and the bob, although her ends appear to need to be trimmed, and that's all I got. So let's tap into what's really going on here. Make sure you tune in. I have new episodes dropping every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Make sure you come and follow your girl. Make sure you share this podcast, and make sure you comment and hit the thumbs button down below. So let's get into it. Emmanuel and Brigitte Macron, the president and first lady of France, filed a lawsuit against first-right pundit Candace Owens this week for spreading a conspiracy theory based on false claims that Brigitte is secretly a transgender woman. The lawsuit filed in Delaware on Wednesday alleges that Owens has spread outlandish, defamatory, and far-fetched fictions, imagine saying that 5 times, about Brigitte Macron since March 2024, culminating in Owens' 8-part podcast series, Becoming Brigitte, earlier this year. In that time, the suit contends Owens repeatedly insisted to her audience that Brigitte was born a man named Jean Macron. Am I saying that right? Jean Macron. Listen, let me just say this. I have so many times where I have messed up people's names on these episodes, and Melanie P, vowed to really put forth an effort to get people's names and their pronunciations right. So bear with me as I go through this transition. Brigitte Macron since March 2024, culminating in Owens' 8-part podcast series, Becoming Brigitte, earlier this year. In that time, the suit contends Owens repeatedly insisted to her audience that Brigitte was born a man named Jean-Michel. In reality, the name of her older brother secretly underwent a gender transition after fathering her 3 children and conspired to kill at least one journalist to cover up her supposed secret. The Macrons are seeking damages of 22 charges of defamation by implication, and false light. I actually took a look at some of the episodes of her 8-part series of Brigitte and her husband, the president, Emmanuel. And here's the thing. I really wanted to come here with a lot of smoke for Candace Owens, which I am going to come for. Just give me a second, right? But the story of Brigitte and her husband, President Emmanuel, does have a lot of blemishes. If you go back, and listen, I'm not one to stop somebody's bag or to take somebody's views. I really do think that you should watch at least the first episode of the 8-part series of Becoming Brigitte. I think that Candace Owens has a very, very compelling argument. There are a lot of claims of pedophilia, okay, YouTube. As far as grooming, the story basically goes that Brigitte was married to someone for 33 years. She ended up getting a divorce. She met her now husband, who people are saying are allegedly gay, the president Emmanuel of France. She met him when he was 14, 15. France is saying that they met when he was 15. Like, I don't know what in the world that means that, okay, oh, he wasn't 15. He wasn't 14. He was actually 15. Now, I did read that in France, the age of consent is 15. So again, there are a lot of conversation about morality in terms of her meeting her husband, her now husband, her grooming her now husband. Let's call a thing a thing. In my opinion, and this is all based on opinion, I do agree with Candace Owens for having an issue with the fact that, okay, girl, you're 30 some years old and you're grooming your thin student at age 14, 15, and now you're married to him, and now they're saying he's gay, and now they're saying that you groomed him, and now they're saying that there's pedophilia and all of this, and now they're saying that you're not even a woman, you're really a man. So with all of that history and all of that story, listen, Candace Owens, do your thing. I do think that there's a story there. I do think that there's some sick shit going on, and that ain't nothing new. Let's just keep a thing, y'all. There has always been one thing that I always see in those communities and those groups is a lot of pedophilia, a lot of grooming, and we see it everywhere. It doesn't make it right, but we do see it everywhere, and I think it's definitely a story that needs to be told. This stuff should not just be in the dark. If there was grooming, and it looks like there was, if there was pedophilia, and it looks like there was, let that be the story. But here's the thing. Candace Owens, as I said in the beginning, she has a lot of comments and strong opinions about Black people, which she is, about the trans community, and about anything that does not support her opinions and her agenda. And she comes for those select groups and classes. She has had a lot of opinions and thoughts, and she has had a lot of public, strong, aggressive opinions for these protected groups and classes. And that's why I just don't fuck with Candace Owens, her bob, her split ends. I don't mess with her. Some of the comments that she has made against people who look just like her have been astounding. Now let's not get ahead of ourselves. I want to kind of stay with this story with Emmanuel and Brigitte Macron in France. Here's the thing. I don't find that it's Candace Owens' place to allegedly out this woman, trans man, whatever you want to call him, or her child. I don't know. Okay. I don't know. Listen, she got me messed up. Whatever this lady wants to claim herself as or not claim herself as, it is not up to Candace Owens to be Captain Save-A-Ho and go out here and out this woman, okay? Again, I'm not gonna lie, I looked at a lot of Candace Owens receipts in her episodes and in Becoming Brigitte, and I truly do think that there's a lot of supporting evidence. There's a large period of this lady's life, Brigitte Macron, that we don't see any pictures of her. We don't see pictures of her with her kids. It's a lot of stuff. But at the end of the day, Candace Owens, it's not up to you to out this lady. I do think that you should stay on the facts that, okay, you groomed this man that you're married to. That's not right. If you want to pick a topic to stay on that topic. But if this lady allegedly is a part of the transgender community, that is not your story to tell. And you cannot come and go after these people based on opinions, not facts. In her podcast, she was saying, okay, she's been sued, and in order for her to stop talking about this, in order for her to even comply with the lawsuit, she is basically demanding, for lack of better words, that Brigitte provides documentation that she really is a woman. And her claim is, okay, if you're really a woman, just prove it and I'll shut up. Her claim is, in her response to the lawsuit, if you're really just a woman, you're responding to everything in this lawsuit except for just coming out and saying, I was born a woman. And if she's saying that because she's not clearly saying that, or not just simply saying that, then obviously it must be true that you were not born a woman. And here's my take on that. If someone ever said Melanie was not born a woman, or even said anything that I found to be just utterly stupid, dumb, not substantiated, I could see myself not responding to it either. So again, the argument that, okay, girl, you just won't provide us with these DNA records. You just won't provide us with pictures of you having your kid. Who are you, Candace Owens, to demand someone to stop what they're doing, go to the doctor, or even meet you where you are to provide proof that they were born a man or a woman? Here is my take. I feel like Candace Owens, and this is opinion, Candace, you know how opinion works. I feel like Candace Owens just has a very strong hate for her own community and for the LGBTQ plus community. And so when she sees this is not a story of her trying to help, trying to save, trying to out the fact that this woman groomed her husband allegedly. This is just a pure example of her disdain for LGBTQ plus, period. So here's the thing. I have noticed that Candace is kind of doing a little bit of a U-turn as it relates to her affiliation with President Trump. In my opinion, I really do believe that a lot of that is coming from the fact that he's not on her dick. Let's just call a thing a thing. I don't know if she thought that he would give her a pat on the back, he would employ her, he would help her, but he didn't. And as we're seeing with the deportation things that are going on right now, all these people, including some of the Latin and Hispanic community, Candace Owens, a lot of these people who were so pro-Trump, now that he's in office, he ain't nobody friend. He ain't loyal to none of y'all. He's not employing none of y'all. He's not putting any money in none of y'all pocket. So now a lot of these people are now, just like Candace Owens, making a U-turn and being like, I don't know what happened. I don't know why he's not supporting my endeavors. Girl, he never was. He never was going to support anything that looks like you, walks like you, talks Spanish like you, have brown skin like you. That's not his agenda. And so she is doing a U-turn and trying to now be, I don't know what she's trying to be, but at the end of the day, I'm not here for this. I don't think that this is something where she's trying to out someone for something that is not malicious. Now, I want to get into some of the reasons why I don't care what she says. Until Candace Owens apologizes to her own community, and some of the awful comments she's made in the past, I don't care about nothing she has to say. And I don't think that any of these antics, and I want to use the word antics specifically, I think she definitely desires to cause a spectacle and to just cater to the people who have these radical thoughts. To me, an example of that is a clip that I played earlier when she was comparing herself to that Gladiator scene and talking about she's not here to entertain. That's just not funny to me. Like, it's really not funny to me, and the stuff that you said is not funny to me either. So Candace Owens has made a lot of far left comments with certain communities that I have not stood for. Let's go back to George Floyd. So Candace Owens states, and I quote, "George Floyd is not a martyr. I don't care who wants to spin that. I don't care how CNN wants to make you think he changed the world." She publicly dismissed George Floyd's death as a murder, despite the video evidence and the subsequent conviction of Officer Derek Chauvin. She claims that Floyd was a criminal and highlighted his past instead of focusing on the police brutality. Check number 2, she had a lot of criticism when it came to the Black Lives Matter movement. She said she called them the Black Lives Matter group a prop. She used to virtue signal and accuse the organization of being a scam. She said that Black Lives Matter activists only care when a white officer kills a black man. She mocked the 2020 protest, saying Black Lives Matter activists are emotional toddlers. Check number 2. Let's talk about her comments on slavery. She stated that in 2019, during a turning point she stated in 2019 that if Hitler just wanted to make Germany great and have things run well, okay, fine. She was attempting to differentiate nationalism from globalism, but was accused of excusing or softening Nazism and white supremacy. She stated that slavery was not about racism, but rather a common goal, a common global practice that doesn't justify victimhood in modern Black America. Now, also, that's check number 3. Check number 4. Ahmaud Arbery's case, right? She questioned the outrage over Ahmaud Arbery's death, saying the left was exploiting the story and claiming Arbery was not innocent. He was not just an innocent jogger, but someone looking for trouble. Now, let me remind you of this story. This story is about Ahmaud Arbery, who was innocently jogging in his neighborhood and killed by white supremacist, and she's saying that he's not a victim. Check number 4. Check number 5. She mocks Juneteenth. She says that Juneteenth is ghetto and made up despite its well-documented historical basis as the last day that enslaved people were freed. Check number 5 or 4. I'm lost here. Check number 5. Criticizing Black culture. She routinely calls Black American culture toxic, especially in music. Now, she might have a point there. She often blames the community for high crime rates, single motherhood, low education outcomes, and acknowledging systematic factors. Now, that part, I can agree with her. She's made comments on Breonna Taylor. She claims that Taylor's death was justified and that she was not innocent. She was not an innocent woman lying in the bed. She has criticized Black celebrities, Cardi B, calling her illiterate and a puppet for the Democratic Party. She's mocked Lizzo's weight appearance multiple times, claiming she was a symbol of glorification of obesity in Black culture. The list literally goes on and on when it comes to Candace Owens. So no, Candace Owens, I don't give a fuck what you think about these French people. You don't even care about the people looking back at you when you look in the mirror. It be your own people. Let me just say this for you people in the comments that might not be on the same page. I welcome your comments. I welcome your disagreements. But here's the thing. Candace Owens, much like Megyn Kelly, are dangerous. They're dangerous people. Just because someone doesn't align to your views, it doesn't give you an opportunity and a road to just dismiss facts. Candace Owens' comments about Ahmaud Arbery, about Breonna Taylor, and specifically about George Floyd are just pure disgusting. And to me, I will never believe, there's nothing in me that will ever believe that when Candace Owens gets her Black ass up in the morning and looks in that mirror that she likes what she sees. You can never tell me that this lady does not have a little bit, if not a lot of bit, of self-hatred somewhere deep down in that heart. Listen, y'all, those are my thoughts. Let's have a conversation in the comments below, and I will see you in the next episode.